Intuition is a dangerous thing. Humankind has long sought answers. The truth about the stars, ourselves, and all of our reality. Reality defies understanding. Humankind takes shortcuts, leaps in logic, guesswork, acceptance of truths unproven. Reality defies understanding. We use our greatest asset, our intuition, to see the forest without the trees, but overconfidence is a killer. Like a predator evolved to avoid the notice of its prey, the greatest dangers to humanity lurk above and outside of our perception. Reality defies understanding. Yet we try anyways. Intuition is a dangerous thing. Last time, everything went wrong. I feel like that's a pretty safe way to put it, but you did kill a monster. Unfortunately, other things went wrong on top of that. You burned down City Hall. You were there with the monster, the Sphere of Flesh. Just a bunch of people, these 6 naked men, the aldermen, stretched and twisted over each other like a giant pretzel molded into a ball. Their flesh was translucent and sweaty and silvery, not quite like flesh, maybe a little bit metallic. Very weird. All 6 faces looked at you. You entered combat, and they spoke to you in your minds. But eventually you managed to burn the building down, though Hematite did not make it out. Outside, a police officer showed up to the scene and took a shot immediately, with no emotional expression on his face, upon seeing Hunter. The rest of you got out there, and a bit of a firefight started, and then High Tide rushed over and tackled the guy, got him in a lock, handcuffed him, but after you got him down, he didn't seem to continue resisting all that much. Like I said, he was cold, mechanical. There wasn't much emotion to him, or even any, self-preservation instinct. He was just there to kill. But he didn't manage it on any of you. You all survived. But unfortunately, it wasn't a very long-lived survival. The body on the ground started coughing up blood, bleeding from his eyes, bleeding from everywhere. He started just leaking vomit out onto the ground around him. And it was clear that something very bad was happening to this cop. And then it started happening to all of you. You were short of breath. You started vomiting. You started sweating. You started to lose your feeling. And then you started bleeding from your eyes. And then, after not long at all in this state of suffering, each of you suffered a heart attack and passed away in the parking lot of the burned down City Hall. And then you woke up. It is September 4th. It is a Saturday. It's probably sometime early in the morning, whenever your agents would normally wake up. Maybe you're at home, maybe, I assume you're all at home, but let's just have a brief scene with everybody where you wake up and realize that it's the wrong day. And as a reminder, all of you, your hit points, willpower points, all of that should be reset, but your sanity should stay as it was. Did we reach any breaking points last time that we didn't cover due to a lack of time?
We reached mine.
Aha! We should do that then.
Did we also reach Sapphire's?
I don't think so. Though I don't know. I don't think we covered the sanity loss from waking up.
Yeah,
I think that was what we were gonna put to this time was the consequences of me having.
Yes.
Yeah. And
so let's start.
Hit my breaking point throwing the last firebomb.
Okay, so that is let's see, that is probably violence then.
Oh yeah.
So you already rolled that. You should have taken ticks. So when you reach your breaking point, you reset all of your ticks to helplessness and violence, unless they're at 3. If they're at 3, then you're locked. But if you failed to make it to 3, then they are reset. And then yes, let's come up with what new disorder you have. There's a whole bunch of them here. For violence, there's addiction, depression, intermittent explosive disorder, agoraphobia, which is the fear of loud noises, paranoia, PTSD. You already have a sleep disorder, I think.
Yeah, I think you would get PTSD from that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because of the helplessness of the situation, he had to do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hematite was already in there, already on fire. She was basically already dead, and he had to make sure the thing died.
Makes sense.
And then he woke up.
So, PTSD, I'll just DM you the specific rules for that so you can copy them onto your sheet. But essentially, it is that we'll just have to determine when something seems like it triggers your PTSD. Like, if a situation is similar to this event of, you throwing a firebomb and killing an ally in order to
the sleep
destroy a
disorder
threat.
combined with that is going to be real spicy.
It's going to be very spicy, yes. And then during an acute episode, which is triggered by all of that, you'll either react violently or you will suffer the effects of an acute depressive episode instead. Which, in a depressive episode, every skill or stat test costs 1d4 willpower. So it's just very hard to act. Let's see, do I have you in a DM already? Yes, there we go. So I'll send this over, and then I'll send over depression as well, just because that's easy to reference. There you go.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So we've covered everything that we were a little behind on from last time. Let's go into the sanity loss from you all waking up. Let's see how you react to this phenomenon of waking up, realizing it's the wrong day, trying to rationalize, was that all a dream? What's going on here? Does anyone else remember that? All sorts of stuff, right? So give me a sanity test, everybody. And the hematites will be a little bit more sanity here because you died. Or you died and all. Well, I mean, all of you died, actually, so it'll be the same. Technically, all of you, did die. Although I guess Hallow was passed out and didn't really experience it.
Yeah, no, I was comatose.
So
from my willpower loss and all of that.
Yeah, so we'll go with so Hallow's will be a little reduced. Everyone else's will be the death amount. So let's see. Sapphire and Garrett, you both failed. The two of you who succeeded, Hallow and Hunter, you guys suffer 1 point of sanity loss. This is versus the unnatural. And High Tide and Hematite, you'll both suffer 1d6 sanity loss from this crazy effect of whatever this is, dying and waking up and all the crazy shit that happened, and now you're just in your own bed, and yeah. Doesn't feel like a dream. It feels real, like, yeah, craziness.
So I roll a d6 as well?
Yes. Thank you.
That is the first time that I have not lost 6 on a 1d6 roll. Let's go.
Okay, that takes me to my breaking point.
Let's go. And you have paranoia, right?
And it's already active.
Oh, it is. Well, I think.
Well, it was.
You know what? We'll just say it continues to be active. Yes, this is still the same paranoia episode then. Because if you were calmed down by now, which I don't know why you would be waking up after dying, 2 or more sanity would trigger another paranoia episode. So until you calm down, you can't trust anyone. Okay. So your breaking point. Let's handle another disorder though, unless you want to project it. That's always an option.
Sure. I'll project it.
Does Hematite live with anyone?
Yes. I
'Cause
guess
this would
I'll project
be-
it onto the life partner.
Yeah, I was gonna say this would be an easy, like, you wake up and you're just in a panic and they don't understand what's going on, and I don't know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've met this life partner yet. How do you pronounce their
her
name?
name's
I'm seeing it.
Althea.
Althea, thank you. So Althea is there with you, or maybe making breakfast or something when you wake up and you're just in a panic. So roll 1d4, and you'll subtract that many willpower points, but you take no sanity loss.
Okay, and do I take take all 4 or only the 3 that I negated
All
from the
4.
bond?
I can double check that, but I believe it's what you rolled either way.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you don't have enough, it looks like the only cap is if you run out of willpower points. Say you had 3 willpower points left and you rolled 4, then you would only subtract 3 from the sanity and the bond, because you only have 3 to spend. But since you have more than 4 to spend, then yeah, you have to subtract 4. Is what it looks like to me, at least. So, yeah, you wake up in a panic. Let's just do the scene. This Althea is downstairs. You hear like coffee brewing. You hear dishes clinking as she's washing dishes or something. What's the scene?
I probably just wake up straight from the nightmare and just start, like, first off, I wake up screaming, and then when she comes in to ask what's wrong, I don't respond with what's wrong. I ignore her and go straight to my little journal and just start writing like a maniac, recording everything I can remember.
All right.
Actually, that's a good point. Does the journal have the updates I put in it?
Absolutely not. This is your journal from the 4th still. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I would start writing down as much as I can remember.
All right. So she'll just keep asking, like, hey, what's going on? What are you writing about? Why are you in such a hurry? Get some breakfast. Eat.
Not now. I need to finish this.
Will it really kill you to just have a bagel? You can eat while you write.
I
What's
can't
got you so
forget.
worked up?
This is important.
Okay, fine. Okay. And they'll just, yeah, I guess leave you alone, but they seem pretty bothered by this. Perhaps
Yeah,
choose
then
someone you...
let's-
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say I go off to work and just don't bother patching it up.
All right, yeah. And perhaps choose someone you'd usually talk to more enthusiastically, and so this feels unusual. And yeah, it feels like more of a... You don't have a relationship where you, just don't interact that much anyways, so this feels new and like a boundary that wasn't there before. So definitely some strain. But you pack up, you head out to work. What's everyone else doing in this morning? How are you waking up?
Hunter is going to wake up with a scream of terror and remember to pain, grabbing his chest. He's just going to stare at the ceiling, thinking about the horrific nightmare that he just had that feels so real. Then he's... Let's see, what are my statistics? So I am average intelligence. He's probably going to be thinking that it's so odd. He's never had a dream like this before that's like just so... Like he can remember vividly things from days and days and days ago. He can remember people in a way... usually when he has a dream, even a very vivid one, it feels like the details melt away as soon as you open your eyes. But that's really not happening here. And yet here he is sitting in the bed. He's going to sit up. He's going to stare at the back of his hands for a while. He's going to get a very strange idea to dial the number of his handler that he, for some reason, he can remember it as well as though he really did memorize it. He thinks to be able to get on with the day, he's got to get this out of the way. So he goes downstairs, he makes a very large cup of coffee, he drinks it while staring at the landline on the wall, and then he makes his way over, he picks up the phone, and with trembling fingers dials the number of his handler.
All right, so yeah, one digit at a time, you enter this number. Takes you a second to remember some of it, but you pick up the phone, it rings for a minute. It rings for longer than you remember from your dream so vividly. It seemed like this guy you were calling in that dream just would pick up very quickly. It was like waiting for your calls constantly, but it rings, it rings, it rings, and then there's a click. Derringer, who's speaking?
I slam the phone back on the hook and run outside.
Yeah, fair.
I go out, I just feel like I gotta get to the car. I get to the car, and I just, like, have my hands on the hood, breathing really hard, looking around me.
All right.
Sweat beading on my forehead. I have a calendar that I keep in my room. I distinctly remember putting notes on it regarding stuff related to, not really like notes of the case at all, but like, I gotta make sure I get to Pier on this day, and none of that was there. And also, I'm realizing that I feel none of the injuries or aches, or I assume really the physical tiredness and exhaustion that I've been having lately. And I'm feeling like something is just very wrong. And I feel like I need to get to town. I just need to, like, go to the general store. I just need to be absolutely sure that the strange feeling that I'm having, that today is a day that already happened quite a long time ago, is accurate.
All right, so you drive out to the general store, you park, and you just head inside, maybe still sweating.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's you're in a small town general store. Have we established this general store character? They're not one of your bonds, are they?
I don't believe they are. I'll double check.
We could just come up with a name then.
Yeah. Fred.
Fred. Yes, Fred's at the counter. This. Rowan, come on in. Hey. What you looking for?
Morning, Fred. You got the newspaper?
Oh, of course, yeah, stack them over by the door. Right next to you.
I just grab it with, like, claw-like fingers and pull it in front of my face. I'm staring at the page for, like, several blank seconds before I can actually make myself read the letters.
Hey man, that's a quarter if you got one.
I walk mechanically up to the quarter and just put, not a quarter, I don't have a quarter, but I have 2 dimes and a nickel, and I put those on the counter.
That'll work.
And I'm looking like I'm reading intently, but I'm just staring at the date that is today's date. That is a day that happened quite a long time ago.
Yep, September 4th, 1999.
Fred, when was the last time I was in here?
Oh, you were in here last weekend, weren't you?
Was I?
I think so.
Yeah.
You didn't get a paper last week, though. You got some milk. I think you... yeah, I think milk was the main thing you're out of.
Yeah. What do you...
You need more milk?
No, I think I got milk. What's the...
Okay.
I think I need to get some shells, though.
Oh, some shells.
Yeah. There's, stuff's been crawling around lately. Need to get rid of it before it bothers the animals. I want to buy some shotgun shells.
Absolutely. I think perhaps
I would have, like, as far as mechanically speaking, I'm sure I would have some at the farm, but
yes.
just his headspace is in spooky things are happening, and I need to make sure that I've got ammo.
I also like the idea that this isn't something Fred normally sells. And he just has he's maybe not licensed to actually sell this ammo, but he's only the place around that sells it, and so he kind of like looks back and
Mhm.
forth. But he's like, yeah, of course, Ron, I know you. Here, be right back, and he'll head back and get you some shells, and you go through that transaction.
You take care, Fred. If you This is gonna sound weird, but if any strangers come asking about me, would you mind calling me, letting me know?
Uh, yeah, that does sound strange. Are you in any trouble, Ron?
No, but I've been talking with some you know people on the internet, and I don't know.
Oh
I guess
God.
some of us were gonna meet up. I didn't tell them my address or anything. That seemed kind of stupid, but
Yeah, are you in trouble with some online weirdos?
I hope not. Thanks,
All right,
Fred. Though I'm
you
glad I can count on you.
you take care too, Rowan. Good luck with the creeps. And we'll fade out on that scene. High Tide or Hallow? How did you two wake up? Let's just jump in with High Tide. I'll pick somebody.
Okay, so I had to project on every single one of my bonds. Do we need to handle all of them?
You had to project on every single one of your bonds, like before now
In this last encounter.
in the mission.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need to. It was just convenient for Hematite because she was projecting while at home onto a bond that was right there. But we'll have more home scenes later. This is just like a how are you waking up, this period right now we could do quick home scenes, but it's more like, I mean, it's September 4th. The timeline of the mission began on September 5th, basically. You were called in a little bit later, but I kind of assume that a lot of you will be wanting to figure out some stuff with the case pretty quickly here, and we might not have time for home scenes, which are supposed to take place over like months and stuff.
Yeah, no,
But, yeah.
I just kind of figured that it could kind of make sense because I
Yeah,
like live with
absolutely.
my fiance, so that one can easily be wrapped up into waking up.
Yes. You got a
So
convenient one.
I think I just wake up like screaming, not understanding what's happening, and I wake her up. I immediately like grab the flashlight off of the nightstand and run to the bathroom and start peeing.
So,
Um,
yeah, she wakes up in a panic as well because you're screaming, and she's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, Garrett, are you okay, honey?
I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Hold on.
And your pee is yellow. It's normal.
All right, once that happens, I will like rush out of the bathroom and rush to my
Oh.
car.
Garrett, wait, Garrett! So she's yelling after you. Do you just keep running?
Yeah.
All right.
And
So as you get in the car, she kind of like follows you halfway out the yard, like still in her pajamas, like, and then raises her hands, like, what the fuck, as you drive away, and then heads back into the house.
no, I wouldn't drive away. I would open my
you're s-
door and start like searching in the front of my car because I knew I vomited everywhere in it. Like
Oh, okay.
searching for some evidence that I had been in my car and been sick.
So she'll head right out into the front of the house with you, and yeah, just Garrett, you're scaring me, honey. What's going on? What's happening? Talk to me.
I just had a little bit of a nightmare.
No, this must have been a hell of a nightmare. Talk to me about it.
I don't know if I can. I don't even know what happened. It's like
What? You're holding that flashlight awful tight. What's wrong? It's the sun's out. Why do you need the flashlight?
It's safety.
Are you feeling okay?
It's happiness for me. I'm okay. I think maybe, but as I'm like hyperventilating and
Yeah.
panicking in the car and like not
He
able to
holds
breathe.
like a hand up to the side of your face just to to get a better look at you and just to like comfort you a little bit. She's like, "You're sweating so much. Should we take you to the emergency room?"
I don't think that's necessary. Should we just make some food?
Okay, are you sure you're okay?
I'll be fine. I'll work through it.
Okay, yeah, let's go make some breakfast. Let's just start this morning over.
And
And
I would
so, yeah.
grab her hand and walk back inside with her.
All right. So a bit of a scary scene, and she kind of suspects that maybe you're not as okay as you say you are, and so there's some strain there, which represents the bond damage. But otherwise, you're good for the morning, and we'll see how this goes in the future. How does Hallow wake up?
Oh boy. So the last thing he remembers is passing out in front of the burning down city hall and having just
Yeah.
basically felt like he contributed to the murder of his friend. So I don't think
Yeah.
he has Sapphire's number in real life. So he has no way of confirming that she's actually alive. So the moment he realizes that, he starts thinking about whose numbers do I have, and he remembers Derringer, so he calls Derringer.
All right. It rings. Once again, you slowly enter the number because it still feels like a dream, but yeah, you press some buttons, phone rings, rings a few more times, and then, yeah, click. Derringer? Is this that weird caller again? Who am I speaking with?
Again, oh shit, Rowan. Hi. My name's. Can I use my real name? I work with the company sometimes. I
not
think
over
I
this
just
line.
did.
Not over this line.
Okay.
I'll call you back.
Thanks.
And
Hangs up.
then a few seconds later, you get another call. All right, listen. This is slightly more secure, but it's not foolproof. All right, speak vaguely.
All right,
If we need to meet in person, we can.
That's probably the better idea. The outline. Oh, whoa. Nah. So a week from now, I got a job working with the company.
Okay.
We put together a team of 4 of us. You are our handler.
I see. That would be my first, if that's the case. But go on.
I don't remember the name of the town right now.
Dorchester.
Okay. We were sent to investigate a weird little town called Dorchester. Kid had resurfaced after disappearing wildly enhanced physical abilities. He sent us to work with the FBI.
Kid disappeared from
Shit went-
Dorchester. That's the case I'm on right now. Billy?
Yeah, Billy Spivey.
Oh God. Okay.
There's some really weird shit going on in that town.
Hold on. Back up a minute. I'm sorry. I'm working this all out here. You said a week in the future, something happens with Billy. Okay. Billy is the case I'm working on right now. What is going on here?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Last thing I remember was burning down City Hall because there was a mass of bodies in a sphere, and the only thing that did any permanent damage to other things we encountered on the way there was fire. There was some voices in our heads saying something about
Okay.
the experiment
and I
is
have
going
to-
wrong.
I have to stop you there. This is something we need to meet in person about. This is not things we should be talking about. I'll make an appointment for you. Can you get in contact with the others that were on your team?
I don't have their numbers, but I can give you their code names. I have their real names
Okay.
too. I worked with them once before the case that got us in all this.
Code name should be good. I think I can work with that. It'll take longer, but I'll get the message out. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, he hangs up on the other side.
I think one. He'll also say that.
sorry.
I think one of them was the one that was your weird caller earlier. That
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm getting weird calls today. Got it. Well, I'll call him back then, and or I'll call them back. Yeah, he didn't know who was on the other end. I'll call them back then, and we'll get this worked out. Okay. I guess it's time to really do this stuff for real. We'll be in touch. Hangs up.
Hallow then immediately starts writing down all of the details from any cases that he was working on his real job in that week lapse up to when he actually got sent on the job, just in case.
Makes
Maybe things
sense.
play out the same. It'll be how he pays Ashley back for disappearing on. Well, no, he didn't actually disappear this time. I don't know. He'll keep it. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. So, we'll see what happens indeed, because you all wait a little bit of time. And one way or another, Derringer contacts all of you. Some of you maybe call him again after that, trying to figure out what's going wrong. He calls a few people back, and so on and so forth. But eventually, you all get the invite. You are rushed into an appointment at that same FBI office you went into before, but it's today. It's the 4th, unless anybody. We'll just assume you kind of take off any kind of appointments you had for the day or any obligations you had on this random Saturday, and we'll cut to a scene in that same meeting room. Where he pulled in a VCR before, but there's no VCR and TV this time. It's just the meeting room with the 5 of you seated in a circle of folding chairs. All right. This room's secure. We can talk. What's going on?
Well, apparently we all had a shared premonition in which,
Or the aliens sent us back in time.
yeah, that could be true. So I will not reveal that I have everything written down, but because I have it written down, I will run through in as much detail as I remembered and run through the whole chain of events from my perspective.
Okay. Okay, so let me get this straight. There were these blob things, and people were blobs, and there were blobs in people.
Seemed
And
to
people
be
were
like some sort of experiment.
Yeah,
like
an experiment, and there were
insane
sleepwalkers.
scientist kind of deal.
And Billy,
Yep.
poor Billy ran away because he was hurt. It sounds like.
He was one of
Okay.
seems to be one of the early experiments.
Where does Billy show up next again? Let's cover that one. If we can get to Billy early, this might be good. Assuming your premonition is correct, we can verify it this way.
It's still the 5th.
Today's the 4th. Yeah.
Today's the 4th. He goes missing tomorrow. Get him today. We need to get him now.
Get him today. Okay, we'll do that. We'll get on Billy.
He was
lots and lots of drugs to knock him out. It's the only thing that'll do it.
Yeah. The last thing he did on the 5th was he was at the country bunker in Dorchester with his girlfriend. That's the last thing we know about him.
You had like metal chains and stuff to keep him in the hospital. Like you got to make sure you don't take any risks here.
Okay, so this time we'll get him before he goes missing for... You claim he goes missing again for an extended period of time. So we'll get him before then, and hopefully that means it'll all be better, I suppose.
Why are
Okay.
you already looking into him? He hasn't disappeared yet.
He's had a couple incidents already.
The sleepwalking?
Yeah, this whole... We've been looking into this whole sleepwalking thing. There's just these weird happenings in that town. These people that disappear and their relatives call them in missing, and then they appear later, and it usually turns out to be nothing. We just happen to be looking into him because of that one.
You'll want to have someone examine underneath his skin.
Okay, examining under... That's a fairly invasive procedure.
Yeah.
Yes. Last time we had to blow him to smithereens to get him to stop attacking us. And as part of the recovery process in the hospital, they realized that there were incision markings all over his muscle tissue.
Okay. That is weird. We will definitely get him.
Did
Absolutely.
Joanna get the facts right?
Yeah, he had just weird surgery. There was some kind of substance that looked like flesh but wasn't flesh that had like bound all his scars invisibly, basically. Yeah.
And then I'd probably mention the device that they were trying to get going about detecting it, because if they can get a head start on that, we could maybe take it with us into town hall this time.
Well, let's start with the first thing. If Billy shows up where you say he shows up, that's a good sign. Listen, I'll be honest with you all. I'm sure it's weird you all saw the same thing. Don't get me wrong here, but even with all the weird shit that goes on out there, we can't verify if what you saw was actually what is going to happen yet. You all could have just seen a dream that was planted there by some spirit or something. I don't know. There are many possibilities. Excuse me. There are many possibilities for this, and not all of them involve what you saw coming true. So we should take this carefully and examine the possibilities here. So let's start with verifying that things are coming true. Let's see if Billy is where you say he is, and then we can make up some plans from there. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the comment that the blob of flesh kept saying? Isn't it something like, this isn't going well, or this isn't going right?
Something about the experiment not proceeding as planned, I think.
Yeah, it
Oh.
wasn't going well. It's not working. They wanted to turn it to end us early.
Also, alien journalist guy. He was in the motel, and he was also kind of investigating. But by the time we found him, he was dead, and like the flesh stuff was in him, and we had to fight it. That's what we burned down. He could still be alive. He could have information.
He might already be infected, but not dead yet.
And did they mention they were gonna pick up their girlfriend also?
We probably should, because she had a weird accelerated pregnancy after, like, she was already pregnant before, but it only started going wild after everything started going weird.
And if Billy is where he's supposed to be, and you can confirm this, then yes, pick up the girlfriend and don't inform her father.
The girlfriend, what was her name?
Jane.
Jane. Okay, yeah, that's what he pulls out a notebook and flips through it a little bit. Jane Allen?
The dad was one of them, though.
Dad, that would be a good sign to check, actually. Try and reach the aldermen and see what they tell you when you ask for a meeting.
Okay.
If they say anything about taxes, then
It's not tax
have
season.
been infected. Correct. But they will, if we're right, they will try and tell you it is, and it's a county thing.
Okay, well that is weird. Jane Allen actually disappeared a couple weeks ago as well. She was on the list of people we were looking into. Yeah, she is one of the alderman's daughters, of course. But she was reported missing by her mother. She wasn't gone for very long. She was picked back up again later, so it was kind of dismissed that maybe she was just in town for longer than she thought she was going to be. All that. But we make note of these things, and there was a pattern in that town, so we've been looking at these things. Okay, so we've got her on file. We'll. You said what about Jane Allen? We should pick her up. Just investigate her.
Probably.
Pick her up for safety and try and contact her father. If he tells you it's tax season, then definitely remove her from the situation.
Pick her up for safety. Okay. How? Don't get me wrong here. It's I understand if there's more important things here, then Okay, listen. I got to be straight with you all. We got to remember the order of priorities here. If we pick her up for safety, that will be saving her life, probably, right? If there's some kind of danger, but we need some kind of justification for that. Otherwise, I mean, we're just the FBI kidnapping some girl, and that's going to draw a lot of attention we don't want here.
Accelerated pregnancy.
She was
with
physically
the father
okay.
of Billy
last we could tell.
Spivey.
Okay, that is how accelerated.
Yeah, she's got like an alien baby. It looks like she's like months and months and months pregnant after just a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like 6 months pregnant. It had been for about 3 weeks.
So I do agree. We'll want to take her in, get her to some doctors that can hopefully do something. But that doesn't change the fact we need some way to make sure that her we don't want this drawing a big attention that the FBI kidnapped some girl or that she got kidnapped from that town. And even if it's not the FBI kidnapping her, we do it under some cover. That's a mess.
They said she went missing anyway. It's not like either of her parents are gonna care. Her mom was just on some drug. She didn't care at all that she hadn't seen Jane in a long time, and her dad really didn't care because it was tax season.
Oh,
if it was getting real quiet, nobody would care.
You're confident about that?
Yeah.
In fact, if we pick up Jane and Billy together in the normal sequence of events, that is a normal thing that happened. Nobody saw either of them for a little while after that night.
It was so hard to get anybody to care when we were asking about Jane. Everybody was just like, "Oh yeah, who knows? Saw her a while ago. Maybe she'll show up again." Nobody cared.
The only one who did care was Scott Adams, and that was the reporter. So we also definitely need to talk to him.
So here's what it's sounding like. We need to get this in an official operation. I'll work on that on my end. I think you all need to get that down as soon as possible if you're available. We'll get you out there. I guess we can give you some kind of cover. Let's see, what kind of options we have for that area?
Well, last time you said we were doing like a drug investigation.
Oh, that could work. Yeah, based on that area, that could work. Trafficking drugs across state lines. There we go. That's a possibility for us. We can get you some badges that'll be passable to close inspection, but anyone runs the numbers are not going to come up too happy. Okay, we can get this moving quickly. We'll get you out to that town. You guys, you work on getting Billy and Jane together and get them out of there. I guess we'll leave that to you. Boy, okay. I think there's a hospital in Lebanon. You take the kids there.
Yes, and I believe we have a friendly there, a surgeon.
Yes, that's what I was gonna. Okay, perfect.
He's the one who did the surgery.
I'm starting to believe you more and more with how much you know about this. Okay, good. So we'll send you there. You get the kids there. I'll get the operation set up on my end. But just to be clear here, so far this is not yet a sanctioned operation. You'll be operating even underneath Delta Green's usual business here. It'll become official soon, but no one can come save you right now.
Understood.
What can you give us now as far as supplies?
As much fire as possible. That's what we need.
Well,
that's actually very true.
We always keep a handful of badges on hand just in case for this kind of thing. Just in case.
Accelerants.
Accelerants for like fire.
Yes, that bullets didn't do anything.
Okay.
Or incendiary rounds.
Flamethrower would be good.
I mean, we've got
That's
some.
overkill, Rowan.
We don't have any no
Wow.
flamethrowers that won't draw any bureaucratic attention, unfortunately. But
Can we have an emergency one? I think we're gonna get to the point where the bureaucratic attention really doesn't matter. If we're back to burning down City Hall.
give me a persuasion roll, Rowan.
Oh no.
Might as well see how. Oh my god! Okay. Okay. Listen,
Nice.
if this
the
is
PTSD haunted look really sells it.
yes. Okay, if this is an extreme emergency, okay, I'm gonna have hell to justify this. Someone's gonna come chew me out for it, but it's better than this threat going out without you dealing with it. Sure, we can get you an emergency flamethrower. It's not gonna be a terribly large one, but it'll be something. Fine. Okay. Well, oh god, I'm gonna
If
have
this
so much to
pans
explain.
out, you will get a commendation for having gotten ahead of it because it kicked our asses.
I'm sure Delta Green will give me a pat on the back and tell me to come back tomorrow, but you know, my job's not going to be very happy about it. That's fine. I'll deal with it. That's my problem. That's not your problem. Your problem is getting out there, getting in the field. Other accelerants, I mean, we have some just emergency stock of gas and a bunch of cans. You could take a few of those.
Yeah. Whatever you can give us.
Okay.
Matches.
So that explains why my car was so well stocked. It's a dream.
I don't think it was a dream, but I think the aliens sent us back in time. I don't know why though. Maybe there's like some good aliens and some bad aliens, and so the good aliens are trying to help us fight the bad aliens by sending us back in time.
It seemed more like we messed up their experiment, so they're starting over.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm surprised we're still alive if that's the case. So they gotta know that, like you wouldn't send somebody back in time if you were also getting, like, except we didn't get, like, started over because we remember everything, so they gotta remember everything too, right? So, like, how didn't they just kill us before we even got here?
This is some kind of... This is a little above my pay grade, I'll admit. You all are more the specialists on this, but if you were sent back, hypothetically, to reset you, wouldn't they, you know, reset you?
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's gotta be people who are friendly to us.
Or they just didn't know how.
They must not get a lot done if they keep sending people back who are, like, close to beating them, like, with more information. I don't know,
By the
maybe
way, we
everybody
gotta
just
go
goes
get-
crazy, though.
We could also just be the first ones to take it seriously.
Who knows?
So is hematite supposed to not be trusting people at this point still? Or how long does that last?
Until she manages to calm down in some way. I'll assume it's been a few hours and it's probably fine.
Okay,
It's,
so we go
yeah.
back to Dorchester. We pick up Billy and Jane. And what? Hope nothing happens after that? Or keep investigating?
I don't know. I think our first priority is just to hope nothing really bad happens when we pick them up.
On the way down there, I would definitely pick up 3 cans of hairspray and a lighter.
Okay,
wanna-
so... Yeah, how many cars are you taking? You all taking your own cars?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
Serge will give you your badges. He'll give you a can of gas each. He'll have Rowan pull around back and like get into the loading bay, and then he'll have a couple of the FBI guys there sneak you out a flamethrower, and they all like clearly just hand it over to you and look the other way like they were told to. And it's like just in a crate, like in a box of like. I guess you have a truck. It's not super
Yeah, I do have a truck.
inconspicuous, but it is just a
lot of
wooden
junk in the
crate
back
that
of
it's
the
in.
truck.
It just looks like a fairly normal wooden crate. You prop it open and it's just like like hay with a flamethrower sitting in it. Like it's not an actual weapons case they've handed you, but it's somewhat disguised. But if anyone pops up in that crate, they'd see it immediately. Yeah.
Cool. On our drive up, I want to stop at like every hardware store we find and buy all of the emergency flares they have.
All right, so you just buy armfuls of emergency flares. I love that. And High Tide was getting a bunch of hairspray and lighters, right? Just a bunch of things.
I
Stocking
assure
up
you,
on things.
officer, you can trust us.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I would have stopped at different stores to buy lighters than I did to buy hairspray.
Imagine Agent Derringer at the FBI seeing the reports automatically come in about the things you guys are buying and just dismissing them one by one. Like, it's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's nothing to worry about.
Single bead of sweat rolls down his temple as they keep piling up.
A report gets faxed in. He just shreds it real quick, and he hopes nobody notices.
He's standing there for like 10 minutes because it just keep coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
he's turning exasperated. He's like, come on.
So you all buy the shit you need on your way there. Any other random stops besides? I assume all of you have some kind of a chance to buy something flammable, but you have gas and stuff too.
Yeah, I think probably would stock up at a pharmacy and get it while they're buying flammables at the convenience store. I would probably buy snacks for the kids who will soon be very, very hungry.
I would also buy like 3 cases of water.
And so, like, you know, the stuff that Billy was rating for, painkillers, food.
Yeah.
So we definitely described all the everything that was happening with Billy. Were we able to get any like good painkillers as part of the supplies we were given?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I apologize.
Were we able to get any like narcotics to give to Billy if necessary, rather than just whatever we're gonna be able to find on the at the pharmacy?
I think there's a possibility there. Maybe somebody could roll criminology for that. Just to like be aware of who you would contact to buy some
I was
illegal
first off
substances.
asking if Derringer would have been able to just
Oh,
supply us
if
with
Derringer would have been able to supply it.
I can make a bureaucracy roll for that.
I've got very good criminology.
Yeah, so you could either just try and get some fucking black market through criminology, or yeah, you could have Derringer do it. It would probably have to be Derringer's bureaucracy being rolled because he's the actual FBI dude who'd be trying to get that requisitioned for you.
To be
and
fair,
he has
they
a good
probably
one,
do
but
a lot of cocaine.
yeah, he's by no means an expert. I'll give him like a 40. It's not like the highest ever, not the lowest ever, but there's a possibility there. So how do you want to handle it?
Definitely somebody other than me should do the negotiation for this.
I mean, what you would give him would match mine.
Yeah. So my persuasion is very, very low, as is my human.
What was your
My
criminology?
persuade is pretty banger. My criminology is 70.
Ah,
Maybe just buy the drugs on the street.
I know who to buy them from, yeah.
FBI guy buying drugs from a drug dealer.
It's because it's an undercover FBI guy who I know is there, so I can just easily get it from him. It's like, hey, I need stuff for a job.
Fax into Shredder intensifies.
Yeah, if you've also got FBI like contacts for that stuff, then bureaucracy could work. However you want to
My
do it.
bureaucracy is 40. So
All right.
Yeah, go for the
Yeah.
criminology.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh
all right.
boy.
So you absolutely find the right contact for the situation, and you just get a fucking flight. You get all the samples of everything you might need for a bit here. Um,
Can I get some
and
incendiary bullets in that package?
sure, as a critical, why not? You get some incendiary rounds from this black market dealer you have to hook up with, um, and yeah, let's go with that. We'll skip over that scene, but you do get the stuff, and it's a rush order. But thanks to the criminology, you get the critical success in your criminology. You get that done quickly and on time. Anything else on your way to Dorchester?
I'm all good.
I
Good
think we're
too.
good.
All
Oh,
right.
It's
I
also
would.
getting another good image of when Derringer getting the report of Hallow meeting with the black market guy. Just like starting to sweat.
Yeah, exactly.
I would. Before I leave, reach out to the journalist guy
Oh, to yeah,
online
Scott
Ooh,
Adams.
to
yeah.
let him know that I have a tip and that I'm interested in interacting
Yeah.
with him on this one.
So I think last time you swung by a library and connected that way. Is that the plan again?
Uh, this time I would actually, yeah, I would stop by library, do the same thing, but a little closer to home
Okay.
because I know
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I'm gonna need it now.
So you connect online, and you do connect to Scott Adams. And so what do you say to him? You just give him. You said a tip, but like, what's your tip?
I would probably like introduce myself. Hey, Sapphire. I've probably interacted with him online using the online name Sapphire.
Hmm. Commented on his articles or
So
something.
yeah. So I would say I think he's onto something here. I'd love to come check it out. And would he mind if I picked his brain while he was at it? I'm a huge admirer of his work.
All right, so yeah, he responds absolutely affirmatively. Look, it's great that you're in the area. He'd love more help over here if you're willing to provide some help. Just profiling and interviewing people of the town and getting information stuff. Glad to have more
Yeah.
like minds around, et cetera, et cetera.
A lot of mention of they're covering shit up kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah, you'll get to the bottom of this together. All that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a subtle hint that maybe it's suspicious that this one guy owns most of the town.
It's, oh yeah, I'm on it totally. Like, yeah.
But be careful, because those guys with power, you never know what they're willing to stoop to.
It's always them. Yeah.
So that set up this time. I think I'd probably be ready to head out.
All right. So finally, all four of you make your way to Dorchester. It is September the 4th. We'll say it's getting to be about 4 p.m. at this point, since you needed to meet at the FBI, you needed to gather your supplies, you need to drive over there. It's a couple hours drive. It probably took you, depending on where you are in the state, like an hour to get to the place, maybe more, like to the FBI in the first place. So it's been a very busy day of running around, driving around, rounding stuff up, and now you're in Dorchester, 4 p.m. On the timeline, in your premonition, Billy will go missing for 2 days sometime tomorrow. You got 1 day to find him and figure this shit out. Where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Should probably go to the motel, right?
Yeah, maybe
'Cause
we
we-
split up in pairs. Need to talk to the journalist guy. He might be our best lead on Jane because he was the one who got her out last time.
In our memory, should Jane be at the motel also right now?
No.
Not
Okay.
yet.
I believe tonight is the night of conception of the child.
Gotcha. So we should probably get in there and pick Billy up now. Or...
So, I probably shouldn't go with Hematite to go talk to this guy, because I'm actually government, and he'll probably see me a mile away. And I am also actually FBI, so I can help out with picking them up. Say, hey, something along the lines of, hey, we think you're in danger, taking you into protective custody. Something along those lines. High Tide, if you want to come with me. I think you also have the bearing for it.
Yeah.
Also, just a correction on timeline stuff. I believe the notes Scott Adams had said that Jane, it appeared Jane had been pregnant for about 3 weeks, and that was those notes were taken. Let me check through the timeline here real quick.
September 9th were when he made those audio files, right? I think that's what the notes are saying here.
I think the notes, the other notes were modified more recently. Those were more like the 13th. So
Gotcha.
it's probably,
So we should expect that it has been pregnant already for
stuff
a bit.
is already going on.
So she's pregnant but doesn't know it yet, because 2 weeks,
Right.
unless she's actively missed her first period, she won't have a clue.
Yeah, but the alien baby?
She might be noticing, but it probably won't be obvious. She might think she has a flu.
I think the notes also said that it didn't, accelerate until recently either. So.
Yeah, I mean, the notes just said. So I probably would have scribbled all of these notes that I remembered on the computer into my notebook.
Yeah.
And I would say 3 weeks equals 6 months.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there was any mention of it being accelerated or if it just was accelerated.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, tricky. I think when you spoke with Jane, it sounded like it was just the time scale on that whole process was just increased. But yeah, she definitely didn't notice right away because it takes time. But yeah.
Yeah, so do Hallow and High Tide want to go to Billy's house and Jane's house?
I think that's where we should go first, just to check on if they're at home or if their parents know where they are, if home. I mean, Jane's mom probably won't know where she is, given the state we saw her in last time, but at least that'll confirm she's not home. We know, the two places these kids seem to hang out.
And the father will actually be alive this time.
Yes, that's true.
All right. So who's going where?
I'm going to the inn to get us a room and to meet with my contact.
Okay.
I think Hunter will feel torn because he'll feel like he doesn't need to be there at all for Hematite's meeting, but he also feels like it's dangerous to leave one person alone and have everybody else just go off together.
Oh, I'll definitely need backup.
Okay, I can do that.
Just make like you believe the disappearances and,
Oh yeah, he's the alien guy. That is right. I got stuff I
Yeah.
wanted to ask him about aliens, so I think I probably read some stuff he wrote.
Maybe.
All right, and then High Tide and Hallow, we're gonna go check out Billy's house first.
All right. So let's start with Hematite and Hunter heading to the motel. Trying to remember the more specific name of it. Merle's Shut Eye, the motel in town, owned by Merle Barn, of course. And you pull into that familiar parking lot, and as you guys get there, I mean, even just pulling into town, you start getting that weird deja vu feeling. But you get here, and a lot of shit went down in this parking lot right here. So you just feel those like shivers as you arrive here, but nothing weird's going on here yet. It looks like it's just a normal Saturday evening. It's starting to fall evening, and it's a pretty empty parking lot at this point. There's not many vehicles here, but you do see that big van, that the Watch the Skies branded van that you saw here previously, parked outside one of the rooms.
This place gives me the creeps now.
Like it didn't before?
No.
Oh. Well, one guy owning so much of a town is just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that's true. Wonder if he owns stuff outside the town too. Like maybe this is just the beginning. Maybe he's gonna take over like everything.
Yeah, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but that could be his plan eventually, or it could be the aliens' plan. That could be why they chose him.
Yeah, but maybe he is an alien.
Who knows? We didn't get enough information last time around.
Well, now we'll have the advantage, unless he is an alien and he remembers. In which case, we won't have the advantage, and he might have the advantage if he's acting like he doesn't remember.
If he remembers, we can just, if we play it as a premonition or a dream that we take seriously because it's a serious thing, then he doesn't have to know that we actually.
I think I'm getting a headache. I think you're better at this than I am.
This is the world I live in.
I just reach for the reassuring bulk of flares underneath my vest.
So, yeah, I will go and knock on his door specifically.
All right. Knock, knock.
I'll get a room, and then once I have my key, I'll stop by his door.
We could skip over that interaction since we already went through it once, but do you get rooms for all four of you immediately, or do you just get your room and Hunter's room and let the others get their rooms when they arrive? Or?
I can just get the rooms we had before while you go and begin the interaction.
Sure, that works.
All right. So, the Hunter goes to get those. So, Hematite is alone. You knock on the door, and you can see that the room next door is currently it's different. You can tell. Previously, the room that Jane was in, you could kind of tell somebody was in there. It was an occupied room, but now it's clear. Like, it had a "Do Not Disturb" sign on it, all that kind of stuff. Now it just appears empty. But you do get here, and you knock on Scott Adams' door, and he comes to the door quickly. You hear the several locks on the inside opening up after he looks through the people and opens the door. Yeah. Come in. Hey, you're the one that contacted me online? Sapphire?
In the flesh. Pleasure to meet you in person.
Great to have you. Come on in. Yeah, let's get talking about this stuff. So you live around here? You just in the area?
It's about 2 hours away. I had a bit of a premonition. So I figured if I was having premonitions and you were already on it, it was serious enough that we should probably risk meeting in person.
Yeah. Let me hold on. He sits down at his computer and just starts typing away and pulls up a new note. Premonition about what?
I will give him like a vague, heavily occult flavored version of what I remember of events. So like a shadow over a child and a shadow within a child.
Shadow child. Okay. So do you think there's children in danger here in this town?
I think so, and I think the aldermen are a huge source of danger for them.
Okay. Yeah, they seem real shady. I stay here, of course, because it's one of the only places in town that is even available. I don't think that's a coincidence. But he gestures behind his computer, and you can see he brought his own modem. He's hooked into the wall. He says, "I got everything encrypted. They can't spy on me here. It's fine. Of course, whenever I post things online, all that's public, but they're not going to be intercepting our communication in here. I already did a sweep for bugs. I think we're good." Um, he knows I'm in town, I assume. All of the aldermen do. I just assume they've got eyes everywhere, But I think relatively safe. They just think I'm some wacko, which normally would piss me off a little bit. But I think it kind of gives us good cover this time.
Yes, definitely we want to be using all of the covers we can.
Okay, so shadows over children. Let's see. Well, the kids usually gather out at the reservoir. I've noticed that.
Yeah, and that seems to be like a lot of the kids who gather at the reservoir seem to have gone missing, right?
Just a lot of people in town have gone missing in general, I would say, as just GM note. So yes, but maybe not a correlation, if that makes sense. Like just if if 20% of all townspeople have gone missing, that does mean that 20% of the people at the reservoir have gone missing statistically. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of situation it was. It wasn't like the kids at the
Mhm.
reservoir were going missing more than the other townsfolk or anything like that.
Okay. So yeah, I would probably try and use that and say, well, if it looks like the higher ups in the town are behind this, then we definitely need to make sure the kids who are innocent in this stay safe.
Yeah, we should make sure the kids are safe. That's a top priority. I agree. We need to protect them from whatever this evil is. But also, do you think the aldermen are making some deals with the government? I mean, they are the government. Must be like they're hiding UFOs and they're making deals with aliens or something.
Yeah, I think if it was gonna go big, they wouldn't choose a small town like this, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this is him making a deal probably with the aliens, or the aliens using this as a point of entry, because obviously they don't have a strong enough foothold to go at the actual government, so they're starting with a small town where nobody's going to pick up on it except for a couple easily dismissed crazies.
Exactly. And I've already been talking to some people here. This guy Bo, he's seen crop circles outside his place twice already. And there's all these first-eyed witnesses. These accounts of these cows being left in ridiculous states. No human would do what they've done. It's not human. It's not good. It's pure evil. It's purely mechanical. There's no soul to it. They're just picking apart these cows while they're still alive, and goats and chickens and very strange stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be aliens, right?
Gotta be. Nobody from this world would do something like that, at least so impartially, if that makes sense.
Exactly. It's a small town. They're hiding it here, but there's aliens here. We're gonna find them. We're gonna get the truth out there. And I don't know if your premonition is correct, and the aliens are doing something to the kids. We gotta stop that.
Yeah. Do be careful though.
Well, of course. I mean, I if we die out there, then who's gonna spread the truth? But at the same time, we got to get the truth at any cost. That's what we do. That's the life I chose.
Of course. Now, I will be in town with some official looking types. They're friends I cultivated so that I can get a little bit of what the inside track is, so to speak.
Wait. You're not a cop, are you? This wasn't a whole. operation?
Of course not. No. I've made some friends on the inside so that I can use some of that information.
Wow, you got some people on the inside. That's good.
Yeah, not all of them are brainwashed. Most are for sure. But there's a couple here and there, one or two who have a sneaking suspicion that not everything's just so, but they're in too far.
Okay,
So
good.
they're willing to share information.
As long as you trust them, I trust you. We'll get this together. Frankly,
They
I
don't-
find it a little hard to trust them, but we'll get there.
Yeah, they don't necessarily know everything. They wouldn't understand the premonitions and stuff.
I think by now it's been plenty of time for Rowan to show up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been awkwardly standing outside the door,
Okay.
trying to decide whether to knock or not this entire time.
Is this and that's not one of your official friends, or just a different friend?
Yeah, he's somebody who I found following this trail.
Gotcha. Okay, so another. Oh, do you read my paper? You another fan?
Oh, my inside.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
We can say that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've read stuff you've written online.
Excellent.
I
excellent,
like
good.
going around the the UFO and the ESP news boards. I love all that kind of stuff. You see lots of crazy stuff up in the skies.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
truth
know
is
they're
out
out
there,
there.
man. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're out there. Listen,
They're behind
since
this.
I've
I
been
know
here,
it. I could feel it. That's what it is.
I haven't posted this yet, but I was out just the other night and I saw some weird looking lights in the sky. They're flying around or something. They're here. They're out there. We need to track them down. I've been driving around just trying to find where they're landing and stuff, but they're really hard to track.
Yeah, sooner or later, people aren't going to be able to deny it. It's right up there in front of you if you look up for it.
Yeah, my theory is they're out there. They're up there somewhere flying around. My theory is they're hiding out in some of these fields somewhere. I don't know where, but there's plenty of space for them to duck down, and it seems like they're landing near the farms around here, but I can never find which one they land at.
I hope not. Unless it's good aliens. You think there's some good aliens? I think there's got to be some good ones.
Well, if there's bad aliens, there's got to be good aliens, right?
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's got to be. But I guess we these are probably the bad kind because they were doing some fucked up shit to cows. But,
Oh yeah, these are obviously the bad ones.
Yeah. We still got to find them though. We got to get the truth out there, all costs.
Of course, yeah. It makes sense that like the imperialist expansionists ones are the ones we're gonna encounter first.
What?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, the peaceful ones wouldn't make their way out here so quickly, you know.
Yeah.
What rush are they in? They have peace. Well, anyways, I've been mapping out interviews. If any of you want to go around and just interview some farmers and to figure out if anyone has any, any more stories to tell, we could compile all this and I'll publish something about it.
Yeah, I was gonna try and see what the kids have to say first, because teenagers aren't quite fully brainwashed into the system yet. They might have seen something that the adults dismissed.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and with your premonition, it makes a lot of sense. I haven't
There's
talked to
probably
many
at
of the.
least-
Yeah.
There's probably at least someone here with some kind of ESP who's more than a little uncomfortable right now.
There's got to be at least one person in this town, right? Yeah, I haven't talked to really many of the kids yet. That's a good idea. We should make sure to do some interviews with them. You can handle that. I'll keep talking to farmers, and we'll work it out. Well, great. Nice to meet you. Unless you have any other questions, I'd love to get back to. I've been organizing my notes, trying to write up some of this stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I don't have any more questions for him.
Nope.
All right. Well, good luck out there, and remember, truth's out there.
Yeah, it's out there and stuff.
And don't forget to watch the skies. He says he points his finger at you.
Yeah.
And as that awkward silence hangs, we will fade out from the scene. The other two of you, Hallow and High Tide, you were headed to the Spivey residence, is that right?
Yes.
Tracking down Billy Spivey.
Yeah, whichever one is furthest out first. I think we wanted to stop at Spivey and Allen residence.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think Alan was farther out. So you could, if you wanted to go to the further one specifically, that would be Jane Allen's place.
Okay.
All right, so out to Jane Allen's place. Her mother opens the door just as before. Oh, hello. We weren't expecting guests. Hello. Who are you all? I don't recognize you.
Hi, my name's William Calder. I'm with the FBI's Missing Persons Unit, and I'm looking into the disappearances in town, and your daughter was one of them, and I had questions for her. Is she home?
No, she's not home, and you don't have to worry about that. It was all a misunderstanding. She was just out in the town a little too long. She was hanging out with her boyfriend, I think, and it was just the nerves got to me a little bit. I just didn't know. So it was all fine. There's nothing to worry about. I'm sorry for wasting your valuable time.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be about our business. Have a pleasant evening.
Is your
Of
your
course.
husband here too?
No, he's at work.
About how long has he been at work?
I mean, he's working. He's working hard. It's tax season, he's gotta work during tax season.
Hmm.
What why did you if you need to talk to him, I'm sure you could make an appointment.
We'll do that if we need to. Thank you. Let's go.
Of course. You gentlemen have a nice day, she calls out as you walk away.
Just turn to High Tide. Well, that was about as useful as the first time.
Did she seem drugged?
She seemed
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much the same as last time, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that was a question to Helen,
Oh.
but she definitely would have thought so.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if we needed to roll something to see, but if it was exactly the same as last time. Then...
Yeah, I think since you already rolled for it before, I can just give it to you. She looks the same as last time.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for this town right now, but let's go to Billy's place.
Yep.
All right, so you pull up to Billy's place. I cannot talk. You pull up to the bully's place. And it's starting to get a little darker out at this point. The sun is not quite setting yet, but it's getting close to that point. You get to Billy's place and knock at the door. You see a couple vehicles in the driveway already. And a man opens the door. Excuse me, are you it's an odd hour to be out selling something. We aren't buying whatever it is.
Hi, I'm with the FBI, Missing Persons Unit. I'm looking into the disappearances around the town, and your son is one of those people, and I was wondering if I could speak to him for a couple of minutes.
Oh, he's just always up to trouble. He, I think he was out just begging for a job at the auto body shop. I think that's, we thought he was coming right home after his school, but, that was so, we didn't know where he was. None of his friends knew where he was, so we called it in. Terribly sorry about that. That's our fault. He's fine. He's home. He wasn't in danger.
So is he home now?
No, do you got like a warrant? You need to talk with. Why do you need to talk with my kid? He's safe. He's fine. We got him.
Because we're concerned about the number of reports that come out of this town. And it's important that we get the story directly from him.
People go on and on about the stuff that happens here. I think it's just the reputation. People want their 15 minutes of fame, It's nothing. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sorry for contributing to the this town's awful habit of wasting the time of you all, but yeah. But why do you need to talk to my kid in particular? He's safe. He's home. He's he's fine. We found him. It's no big deal.
Because I have reason to believe that he's in danger.
Reason to believe, of course. Okay. Give me a persuasion check.
Yep.
Oop, I closed the chat window. There it is. All right, success. Reason to believe. That's what I always say every time. You know what? If you want to talk to him so bad, he's a grown man now. He should be out with his friends, the reservoir. You really want to go interrupt their party just to talk with them about stuff? I'm sure he'll be thrilled.
Don't worry, we're not out to bust their party up. We just have a couple of questions for him. We don't even have to interrupt him while he's there. We'll just talk to him on the way.
All right. Can I have your what are they? Some way to identify you? You got badge numbers? I don't know how this works.
Yeah, it'll show him his badge.
No, let me just write this down. All right. Well, thank you, Agent William. I hope my kid doesn't give you too much trouble.
Of course not. Thank you.
He does not say. He doesn't give you any kind of farewell or well wishings as he just closes the door on you. Seems he is not terribly fond of authority.
I would definitely just like, once he closes it, I would push on the door just to make sure it's still there after it had been thrown at me before.
Oh yeah, you just gently push on it. It's a solid door.
Yeah. Hollow isn't unused to that kind of response.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
So-
it seems like they're going to be where we expected them to be, and I mean they go missing tonight, so we should try to track them down while we can.
That was tomorrow night.
I
That's
thought
what
it
you
was
said.
tomorrow. The last time they were seen was tonight.
It's still the 4th, right?
It is still the 4th, yeah.
Okay, so
I
they,
think
they
it
go
would
missing on
be.
the 5th.
Yeah, they go missing tomorrow. You got a day to figure it out. It would be the evening of tomorrow that they go missing.
All right. So maybe we just want to keep an eye on them for the day, the night. Follow
we
them around
wanna-
a
Prevent
little
him from
bit
going
tomorrow.
home, we can maybe save this guy's life.
Yeah, do we want to swing by the reservoir to do a quick check to
Oh
see
wait,
if
I'm
they're
not
there?
there.
Well, you all might meet up
I
at
would have
the
said
reservoir.
that to Hallow.
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably check on the reservoir next.
Would you guys give us a phone call to update us?
I think so. Hey, Billy's dad wasn't super cooperative, but he did tell us that Billy probably went out to the reservoir.
Not super cooperative like Jane's mother or Jane's father?
More like he didn't like the government.
Okay. Fair enough.
Anything big on your end? Because we're headed up. You can either
Found
come
Mr.
with us or
Adams. His name was Scott Adams, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay. It feels like that's the name of an author I've read, so my
is.
brain is like, that can't be right.
He's also got galaxies on the brain.
Mm.
Yeah, I would we talked to Mr. Adams. He's still alive and well. Hasn't looked into the kids yet.
You're also headed to the reservoir, or are you headed to the bar where they hang out sometimes?
I mean, it's probably worth going to the reservoir.
And also, do we want to pick them up tonight, or do we want to pick them up tomorrow before they would have normally gone missing?
I think keep an eye on them because something happened between today and tomorrow night.
So there are penalties for staying up at night, correct?
Correct.
Is there a watch order in this game?
Yeah, I mean, you guys could set up some kind of a stakeout rotation and still get enough hours of sleep. That's reasonable. It would still cause those of you who have sleep disorders to have to roll for your sleep disorders and stuff, but it's a possibility, I'd say.
We can meet you at the reservoir if you think that would be a good way to do things.
Well, considering we already talked to Billy's dad, he's definitely going to talk to Billy and tell him that we talked to him. So it's better to talk to him now, I think. Or
Yeah,
yeah, we also did say that we might give him a break tonight. So
Yeah, do we want to meet up at the hotel and just take one car so that way it looks maybe less suspicious?
Yeah, maybe do that, and I won't go in there to the party or whatever's going on. I'll be in the car, probably just nearby, just in case things go to shit. Because who knows? Things were pretty bad last time.
Yeah. Were you able to find Jane?
No, she's probably with Billy. Her mother was the same as last time, or before, or you know what I mean.
Father is also missing at tax season.
Correct.
Okay. It's worth putting in a call to Derringer probably then and let him call the Allen residence so that we have official confirmation that this merits a Delta Green response.
Oh yes, definitely.
So yeah, I would reach out to call Derringer.
Derringer?
Things looking like it might go the way we remember it.
Oh, okay.
Would recommend putting in a call to the Allen residence, checking in with her mom, or calling town hall. There should be someone there to answer, and they will say something about tax season.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we can make that call.
I just want to get this on the books as quick as possible.
Oh, we're getting it on the books, don't worry. I'm just making sure, even you having this premonition, whatever we're calling it, is grounds for an investigation. We should be looking into these things. It just takes a minute to get things officially, through the chain.
Mm-hmm.
We don't keep records.
Yeah.
We don't have books. We just need to make sure that people up the chain know what's going on.
Yeah. I did want to let you know that it's looking like we're doing a repeat.
Absolutely. And it's much better for you all to be out there getting this done than for us to get anything official on this yet. I'm sure it will be.
On the positive side, Billy Spivey's parents are still alive.
There's of course there's Oh, right. You mentioned they. Yeah. You mentioned they would die earlier. Well,
Yeah,
they're
that was
still
what
alive. That's
kicked off
good.
the incident. At least our part in it.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, we're getting things ready. I got a Dr. Collins, our friendly. He'll be ready for you. You get those kids to him, they'll be safe.
All right.
I don't like you saying that it's gonna be a repeat. That I don't know. That makes me feel like it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen because we're gonna stop it.
Yes, I mostly wanted him to be aware that we are facing the same level of threat that we described.
Yeah, I know. I know we gotta say it. Just gives me a really bad feeling.
Yeah, I get that. I believe me, I don't want it to go the same way either.
So, do you all meet up at the reservoir?
I think so.
I think we meet up a little bit before the reservoir just to establish who's all in what cars and whatnot.
Okay, maybe you could swap around cars at the motel or something, then head over. Yeah, so who is in what car?
I have a 4-seater, so if we need to take one car, I have 4 seats.
We could, if we needed to, squeeze 3 people into my truck. I know we don't need to, but it is an authentic farmer boy truck, and that might be helpful around these parts.
That's probably the best idea for
Yeah.
whoever is rolling up to the party to be in.
And you're lugging around an illegal flamethrower.
Yeah. Hey kids, want to see something real cool?
The other thing
Yeah.
there is I probably shouldn't be using my car because it's pretty obvious which crowd I run with.
Is your car the
Okay.
mystery machine?
My car is a beat up, couple decades old sedan that has all sorts of alien and conspiracy
Yes,
theory
that's right.
colorful bumper stickers.
My car blends in well with the dark, so it'll be good for me to be just kind of nearby, parked off the road.
So maybe the dark car in the shadows and then the truck with everyone else in it?
Yeah.
Sounds
I probably would be in the dark car with Hallow, because I also have like suit/fancy government clothing on.
Yeah, that's fair. We got the we got the conspiracy theorists kind of hippie and the farmer boy in the truck. Basically, he'll blend into this town much better than the 2 federal agents.
yes.
All right, so you pull up in the truck. The other car stops in the back by the tree line, just in the shadows, out of sight, but able to watch the beach from where you are. You two in the
They have
truck. What are you
binoculars.
doing? There you go. Perfect.
Do we... So how are we going to do this?
Roughly, you probably had better talk because
Yeah, it's a good idea.
they didn't respond to me, and I kind of scream adult. Don't know why.
It seems like none of them, like, really cared before, though. Like, yeah, they say they care, but, like, nobody really cares. Be like, Billy's just gonna go and do his thing, right? Like, I don't know. You give it a shot.
Yeah, just see if he's open to talking about the disappearance time right now.
Yeah.
If not, then we may need to appeal to Jane.
Do we have any of that stuff we bought off the guy on the way up here? I could offer him if it was needed. We have any
Why
of that
don't we
in here?
start with over-the-counter stuff first?
Yeah, it's a good idea. So I'll just grab, like, a box of Tylenol and stick in my pocket. Reluctantly taking out a flare to make room for it.
Perfect.
and I'll get out and do my best saunter.
All right. So there's plenty of young adults here, all like either early college age, late high school age, just chilling out here. There's a bunch of people just in swimsuits out swimming around in the reservoir. There's like a couple of grills set up out here, and some of the dudes are just cooking some food here and flipping over burgers and hot dogs. It's lots of beer being passed around, a few different coolers around the place. It looks like a few of the kids have set up a volleyball net. They're just playing some volleyball here on the beach, the little lake shore, we'll say.
Any sign of Billy and his crew or Jane?
Yeah, so you see Billy's crew, and you recognize all those kids, and like Kyle, the kind of leader of that group, is leading them around and talking to different people. They're all kind of congregating around him, including Billy. Jane's in that crew as well, as they just wander around and pick up some beers and then head over and like interrupt the volleyball game, and there's big drama, and everybody flips each other off, and they keep walking and get back to their game. And it appears that Kyle is still the leader. And
Okay, so Billy wasn't the leader. It was Kyle the whole
looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Just observing from the outside.
Yeah, because we only saw the group without Billy, so
Right. All right. So yeah, you see their crew there. There's a whole bunch of other young adults here. What are you doing? You approaching that group just right away?
Yeah, I'm gonna approach the group. Huh.
Hey, man! I don't recognize you. You're not from our town here.
Yeah, I'm from out of town. I'm kind of you all know all the weird stuff's been going on, and I read about it on the internet.
Yeah, all sorts of weird stuff going on, man.
Yeah. So I wanted to come and find out about it.
Yeah,
You ever see anything weird up in the sky? Or I heard there's been cattle mutilations and stuff around here. That's wild, man. I've been running my family's farm all my life. I can't imagine if something like that happened to all our livestock.
Man, you from where are you from? You from Canaan? You're really harsh on the vibe here, man. We're just trying to hang out. What are you talking? What are you talking about?
Man.
You bringing all these? Come on. Just grab a beer. Just chill out. It'll be fine.
I'm sorry. So you gotta go grab a beer.
Poor
Fully
Rowan
ashamed.
getting socially tossed around by a kid 7 years younger than him.
Does he have to roll a check?
No, I think you're fine.
Despair.
Yeah. You hear some chatter behind you as you walk away. They're all just what was that guy's deal? What the fuck was that about?
I stomp back over to my truck, get in, slam the door,
Rip.
drink the beer. Yeah, they didn't want to talk. Should I try again?
I think you were supposed to drink the beer with them.
Oh, I know I was supposed to. So stupid. Oh. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go get another beer. I'm gonna go back.
If you have
Alright.
if you have beers in the truck, peace offering.
I don't think I had beers in the truck. I took a beer into the truck. I should have thought to get beer in the truck, unless we thought of that beforehand. Which, I think there's a good chance we would have thought of it beforehand, since we previously did buy beer for them.
Yeah, I can.
Just start offering them painkillers. That's a totally
There you go.
harder thing to do.
You kids like your livers? Too bad.
We could say you could have picked up some drinks to bring. That's probably
Okay.
fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I take one of their beers into the truck. I come back a minute later with a couple 6-packs. And I try my best to not slam them down next to all the other beer.
Okay. He does know how to party. Good.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Oh, it's all
Help
good, man.
yourself.
You feeling more chill now?
Yeah. Sorry about all
Good.
that. It's
No.
just a long drive, And
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
it like tried talking with some like people back in town, and nobody wanted to talk. So I was like, yeah, I bet these guys that actually like tell me what's going on. Like, yeah, that was just way too much. Sorry. I'm Rowan.
Yeah,
I'm from
yeah. Well,
I don't
hi,
remember
Rowan.
what my town was. Near Grafton.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
from.
I'm Kyle. That's Billy. That's Jane. He just goes down the list, starts introducing all the kids in his posse.
Hi.
Hey, yeah. So, listen. Hey, everyone. Listen. Me and Rowan, we're gonna go over. We're gonna get more drinks for the group. We'll be right back. He's just gonna walk you over. He's like, come on, man. We can't be talking about this shit around the girls. All right. Listen, they're not gonna want to just. It's not a good vibe.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, but
Like, what about
here,
later?
just we're fine. We're alone now. It's just man to man. What's
Yeah.
you want to know about the stuff that's going on in town? It's all kinds of fucked up, man. All the rumors you're hearing are all real. It's all true.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Well, yeah, no shit, it's all real. I'm gonna do a stupid Rowan getting bold now that the tiny percentage of alcohol has now reached his brain. And he's gonna pull aside his like jacket. A flare is gonna fall to the ground. He's gonna immediately scrabble for it and put it back. Then he's gonna show the badge that's there.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa,
I know all
whoa.
about it. No,
So
I'm not a
you,
cop though. No, not a cop.
Oh, give me a persuasion check, or is there a deception check? Is there some kind of something for lying?
Well, I think I'm like
Persuasion works.
a
Yeah.
spook and an alien hunter. I don't think I'm a cop.
Okay. Whoa.
He's trying to pull a hello.
Where the? Hold on. You steal that shit?
No, like the FBI knows all about the aliens, man. Well, they don't know all about the aliens. They know there are the aliens.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
people
Okay.
keep going missing. And
Wait, you think it's
the stuff with
aliens?
the cows.
It must be aliens, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No
Okay.
shit, it's aliens.
God damn. My sister went missing a few weeks ago. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, people keep going missing. We're trying to put a stop to that. We're trying to investigate. Nobody will tell us anything.
Yeah. Okay.
And, and Bill, we know that Billy Spivey went missing. We know he and his girlfriend Jane, they've been having some weird trouble, and I'm worried that they've been in contact with the aliens and that they're like in danger of being really sick, because sometimes these aliens like they take you up and then they do stuff, they do like surgery stuff to you, and they put stuff in your body, and
man.
you don't know, you just like wake up and you feel
what?
like you don't know where you were.
Why do you think it's? Do you think that's everybody that went missing?
I don't
He's
know.
got like
I hope
wide panicked eyes now.
we just have some special information about Billy, not really about really most other people, but
Wait.
it's
You
just
said
so
we.
weird.
Are you a cop or are you not a cop?
I'm not a cop. I told you I'm like aliens with the FBI. We're a special
Okay,
division.
I will see him struggling and like
think
full on
At the same time.
like robes and stuff. Just like get out of the car. Someone call my name?
Yeah. This is one of my friends.
Another one of your cop friends?
This is she's not a cop. She's Agent Hematite.
Do I look
wait,
like
agent.
a cop?
Yeah,
No,
we're the
they're getting-
alien FBI. I told you, we're not cops.
Okay. Quiet down about it. I get it.
Definitely shouting with that last line.
Jeez, this poor kid.
All right. Okay. What the hell's? So you're an alien FBI too?
Consulting.
Do you have jurisdiction in space?
That's a big word for kid on a beach.
I'm not a kid. I'm a man.
Yeah, big word for a man on a beach.
Space
Okay.
is kind of the same as international waters. Duh.
Oh, okay.
and
He nods like he does not understand at all, but yeah.
And I'm a consultant because I keep up with all the weird shit that they blow off until they need me.
All right, so you think something's up with Billy and Jane. I don't know why it's just them, but okay. What do you want to do about it?
We were hoping to take them to a doctor to get checked out just to see. It's just a checkup.
Okay. I mean, you don't really need to ask my permission for that, I guess.
Yeah, we talked to their parents. They seemed real whacked out.
Listen, this is
Are
starting to
all the
smell
adults like that?
just a little fishy to me. I mean, listen, if you want to talk to Billy and Jane, you just go right ahead. But if they don't want to come with you, I'm going to back them up, not you. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't know you. I just met you. And the alien FBI are not there, my friends.
Makes sense.
You can actually see, at this point, I was going to mention it a little earlier, as you were walking over Hematite, but now you notice it once you've gotten here and started talking. Billy and Jane have separated from that other group of kids and are just kind of walking away from the party at this point. Billy looks upset.
I want to start walking after him. This is a bad idea, but I'm going to do it. Hey, Billy, what's going on?
Jesus. How do you know my name?
Your friend just told me your name.
Oh, right. You were over there. You were the weird
Kyle.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. You want a beer?
No, man. Listen. We're just. This isn't your conversation. All right. Just let us talk, and I'll come back. We can talk later. I'll come back.
You sure about that, Billy? You know, you might feel real bad right now. You can't let yourself do anything hasty, Billy. Like, you might wanna, punch someone's face in because they did something that makes you real mad. You can't let yourself do it. You don't know what might happen next.
Are you okay, man?
You get me, Billy?
No, I don't.
I don't know, man. Sorry. Look. We need to ask you some questions about the disappearance. About your
God damn it, this again.
Lately.
Listen, this is why we're walking out of here. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to think about that. We just want to be. I'm sorry.
We don't either, Billy. This is kind of bigger than either of us right now.
Fine, ask your questions. He's like clearly shouting now, drawing attention.
When was the last that you remember going missing and waking up?
Man, it happened like 3 weeks ago. I was heading to Merle's auto body. I was going to ask for a job again, and I showed up too late. They wouldn't let me in. I don't know how that happened. It's not that long a walk. I was frustrated as all hell, but they wouldn't let me in. It was like 7 p.m. at that point. Doesn't make any sense. My parents called the cops on me. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, that sounds like it suck.
I thought I finally had a good chance there. I was going to make a good impression. I was going to get in there. I was finally going to be self-sufficient. And then all this shit fucked it up.
Yeah, I'm real sorry to hear that, man. I haven't really been like exactly there, but I know what you mean. Yeah, that sucks.
So these disappearances, they're bullshit. I don't want to think about it. Don't want to talk about it. Do you understand now?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
All right. Listen, it's happened to a lot of people around the town. I don't know what's going on. That kind of scares me. I don't like thinking about things that make me scared. So I'm just going to keep drinking. We're going to leave the party. You have a nice night.
I'm gonna walk, like, very confused back to Hematite. I feel like I didn't handle that very well.
Maybe not.
Uh,
Kids are another species.
yeah. So, like, at this point, do we just follow them and hope nobody notices and knock them out and drag them back? I'm not
No.
entirely sure what we do next at this point. But it kind of might be like really important, or his dad might die tonight.
What we do next is I take Jane aside. Well, actually, I wanted to take a look since I was observing all of that. Does Billy look like he's in pain yet? Does he like seem like that
Uh,
kind of tense?
yeah, you can give me a human at, we'll say, plus 20%. Because this should be a pretty easy thing to spot for the intensity of pain he was in before.
Yeah, I'm
Actually,
basically
scratch that. Just what's your human score? If it's above a 50, you see it.
55.
Okay. So, yeah, you can easily tell he doesn't appear. I mean, he appears to be in some emotional pain right now. Like he's just struggling with shit in general, but he doesn't appear to be in like heavy physical pain or anything like that.
Okay. And is Jane showing signs of pregnancy to someone who might know what to look for?
Um, what would the role be for that? Something medical? I don't know.
I don't know. It could be human. Like, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a purely medical thing, but
No, it's like changes around the middle area.
exactly. Yeah. It's tricky because you haven't like seen her before, right? Either.
Could it be
I mean,
alertness?
yeah, but you know, early stages
Yeah.
of pregnancy is she's starting
There
to
are
fill out in a
definite.
way that looks different than just gaining weight.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Is she like adjusting for like even if she's adjusting her body physique to try and hide it?
Yeah, we could do human for that, I guess. I think that's more applicable than like first aid or any other medical thing. Okay. So yeah, it looks like early stages of pregnancy. Like perhaps she's not even fully aware yet. Um, but you notice a few things, and it seems like probably.
Yeah, so I would. How far away are they going? Like, are they just walking away? Or are they getting to a car?
Oh, they're going to a car. Yeah.
Um, I would try and get her attention. Hopefully, like not just yelling her name, but like, "Hey, real quick, something I gotta check with you."
Listen, we don't want to talk. We just fine. If you let us go, then what is it?
Look, um, there's no good way to say this, but as from one woman to another, it looks like you might be expecting.
Yeah, she goes like pale immediately. Listen, I said we don't want to talk. Listen, I know.
Look, no judgment. I've been there. I don't want you to get in trouble with your family, but we can take you to a doctor if you want to know for sure.
I'm I'm pretty sure. Um, you,
Checkup couldn't hurt.
Billy has like
Look,
walked ahead a little bit and has noticed that you've stopped her and is coming back.
I would probably. I know Hallow and I are both watching this happen, and since they were walking to a car, I would probably indicate to Hallow that we should turn on our car.
Yep, I'm keeping my lights off though.
um, I know my friend is a social klutz, especially when he has one too many.
Yeah.
Just
Listen, it's really not that though. It's been a lot. We don't want to talk about it.
all right. We don't have to talk about it, but how about I get you to see a doctor and get an ultrasound for your baby?
Give me a persuasion check. Or I guess it's just persuade. There's some kind of skill like that.
Yes, it's persuade. We shall see. Nope.
I think she just hesitates long enough, and Billy comes over. It's like, listen, we're getting out of here. We don't want to talk. And he doesn't like grab her and physically pull her away, but she definitely seems like, even though she was hesitating in the conversation with you, and now that Billy's come over, she just kind of moves away with him. It doesn't. She turns away from you.
All right. I will scribble my number down and say offers open if you change your mind.
I think because you failed the persuade roll, she's not going to take it. She's just walking away.
Fair enough.
But that's where we'll leave it for the evening, as Billy and Jane walk out of here, and they now know a few of your faces, and you're trying to stake out them, try to keep them safe. The social situation has started on an unfortunate foot. You've got to find some way to get these kids safe before something terrible happens. But it sounds like some things have already started. Who knows where all of this will end up, but you all have a chance to change things with your knowledge from before. We'll see how far you get. Thank y'all for playing. I'll catch you all next
Thank
week.
you very much
Thanks
for
for running.
Thank you.